Hello, welcome, and thank you for joining us here in the Void. I'm Ben Wright, Immersive Experiences Coordinator for the Danville Science Center, and your host for our tour of the night sky for the month. It's May's virtual online interstellar discussion, brought to you by Danakid Associates. Today's Void marks 1 year of doing virtual online interstellar discussions, and in honor of that, we'll spend some time looking at the advancements that have been made over the past year. Today's discussion is interactive as always, and you are invited to participate. You can post your comments, questions, or what have you directly into the chat there in Facebook, and at the end especially, I will attempt to go back and respond to some of those questions and comments. If you have missed any of our live broadcasts from the past months over the past year, we do post those to Facebook and to our YouTube channel. Just search out the Danville Science Center for all of that premium content. But now, let's dive into discovery. We begin as we always do here outside of the Digital Dome Theater behind the Danville Science Center. We are facing the southern sky and taking a few steps back. To our left is the east, to our right is the west, meaning north is directly behind us. Our central star, the sun, is shining brightly down on us. Sometimes during this time of the year, we can spot our moon out during the day. We can't today, as our moon is in the new moon phase at 0% illumination, making it nearly impossible to see. If we could see the moon, it would appear as much as 14% smaller, as tonight our moon is at apogee, the point in its roughly monthly elliptical orbit when it is farthest from Earth. At apogee, the center of the moon is over 250,000 miles from the center of the Earth. This apparent shrinking in appearance is known as a micromoon. Micromoons can occur during either a new or full moon. Full micromoons occur about every 14th full moon. Perigee, when the center of the moon is at its closest to the center of the Earth, occurs at the same rate as micromoons. At 225,000 miles from the center of the Earth, the moon can appear up to 14% bigger and 30% brighter in what's known as a supermoon. On May 26th, we will experience a supermoon, a full supermoon that also falls in line after the Earth and Sun, resulting in a supermoon lunar eclipse. Much like their cousin the solar eclipse, lunar eclipses occur when the Earth, Sun, and Moon are arranged just right. Solar eclipses occur when the Moon is positioned between the Earth and Sun, casting a shadow on the Earth. Lunar eclipses occur when the Moon is opposite the Earth and Sun. As the Moon passes through the Earth's shadow, it darkens and often takes on a reddish color due to the way our atmosphere filters light. Because of this light trick, a lunar eclipse is sometimes called a blood moon. This month's super blood moon eclipse can be viewed from the west coast, but sadly, the moon will be below the horizon at time of eclipse for us here in Danville. We do, however, get a second chance in 2021. The morning of November 19th brings a lunar eclipse visible for all of North America, one that reaches 97% totality. Another exciting event that can be viewed from Danville is the Eta Aquarid meteor shower, producing some of the fastest shooting stars of any meteor shower. Tonight's dark sky due to the new moon will provide an ideal opportunity to catch a glimpse of the remnants of this shower that peaked last Wednesday. The Eta Aquarids should last until the 28th of this month and does have a broad peak, making it still possible to spot 10 to 20 meteors an hour from the shower. Your best chance of spotting one of these shooting stars is when the shower is at its highest point just before sunrise. Just after sunset tonight, gaze to the west to spot not one, but 3 neighboring planets. Venus can be spotted hovering just above the horizon, while over the next hour you can spot Mercury and Mars as the sun continues its descent. Viewing Saturday's evening twilight will add a crescent moon to assist in spotting the rust planet. On the 23rd, use a telescope to spot Saturn in the southwest just after daybreak. Long enough viewing may result in Saturn appearing to move backwards. As the Earth orbits the Sun, our perspective to the other planets changes, with their apparent movement also changing. As Saturn enters retrograde, it will appear to switch its eastward to a westward progression through the constellations. All of the outer planets experience retrograde usually a few months before reaching opposition. At this time last month, we were gearing up for the return of spaceflight from American soil, thanks to the test flight of SpaceX Crew Dragon spacecraft. The test proved successful in delivering American astronauts Douglas Hurley and Robert Behnken to the International Space Station, marking the first time a private company has successfully launched a crewed orbital spacecraft. November 10th, NASA fully certified the Crew Dragon as the first commercial launch system capable of transporting humans to and from the ISS. A crew of 3 NASA and 1 Japanese astronauts did exactly that 6 days later. Dubbed SpaceX Crew 1, the team spent 167 days in space, the longest space flight ever by an American crew vehicle. SpaceX Crew 1 returned to Earth 2 days ago, May 2nd, two Sundays ago, May 2nd, splashing down into the Gulf of Mexico. SpaceX Crew 2, piloted by the wife of Robert Behnken, Megan MacArthur, and again consisting of 4 astronauts, launched to the ISS 18 days ago on April 23rd, successfully arriving at the space station the next day. They're increasing access to space, but not just for astronauts, but for common folks. In February, SpaceX announced its Inspiration 4 mission to launch civilians to space by the end of the year. Not to be outdone, fellow billionaire Jeff Bezos' own rocket company Blue Origin announced Wednesday that they will send civilians into commercial orbit by July 20th, 2 months from now, putting one of their seats up for auction. Blue Origin's rocket is named New Shepard and will have a capsule hosting up to 6 people. Continuing the theme of wealthy white male exploration, Richard Branson's Virgin Galactic has also announced continued plans to send civilians into orbit by the end of this year, revealing its newest reflective material-covered spacecraft, the sleek VSS Imagine, that completed manufacturing in March. 2021 could very well be the first in many years to come of space tourism. Finally, we bid an earthly farewell to one of the pioneers of space exploration, Gemini and Apollo astronaut Michael Collins, who served as the Command Modular's pilot for the Apollo 11 mission to the Moon, delivering and returning Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin to the lunar surface, passed away on the 28th of last month. Collins died at age 90 after a long battle with cancer. We thank him for his service and his legacy. We've reached the part of our discussion when I flip the script to a blank page and attempt to respond to some of your comments or questions, again posted there into Facebook Live. Want to know more about the planetary motion in May, more about space in general, feel free to post some of your questions or comments, and we will respond to some of those now. We have a question about the Ingenuity helicopter. Could you tell us more about that? Ingenuity, we've talked some about that in past months. That is the copter currently on Mars, the first powered vehicle flight on another planet. There was a balloon that was on Venus from the Russians many years ago, but Ingenuity has successfully flown, I think it's on its 3rd mission now on Mars, far exceeding expectations and giving us hopes of ways to further explore the planet as we move forward in future missions. We're learning quite a bit from Ingenuity. Perseverance is also having a pretty positive mission so far. It's discovered what some, kind of a little too early to definitely say this, but Perseverance has found what some scientists believe may be evidence of fungus, tiny little spores, mushrooms, if you will, from the fungi kingdom on Mars. If we have indeed found this, then that means we have found life on another planet. But again, a little too early to say for certain. Can't talk today. Again, you can post any questions or comments that you have directly into our chat feed. Well, quiet today, not a big problem. Again, we are so happy that you joined us here in the Void. We hope that you return for next month's time in the Void, the second Tuesday of June, the 8th, where we will be exploring more of our sky for the summer, looking a little bit at the summer solstice, as well as some of the constellations, planets, and other objects we can see then. We hope that you join us again for June's Void, presented by Danakid Associates. Until then, we hope that you stay safe, stay healthy, and of course, stay curious. Thank you, and goodbye.